Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you have all had a wonderful day. So today's video is my September TBR. So I only have a few books that I have picked because I had quite a few from my August TBR that I didn't get to. So I will have those as like priority picks. So if I finish the September ones, I'll go back and pick up some of the August ones. So I did read a fair few books. This isn't my wrap-up video for August, but I did read a fair few. Just some of them weren't the ones I'd initially picked. So I will come to those ones a little bit later, but I am going to talk about the ones that I'm going to read this month. Yeah. So the first one I plan on reading is the second book in the Throne of Glass series, and that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. So yeah, this is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I loved the first book, spoiler alert. But me and Nikki are buddy reading this series, and quite honestly, I didn't want to put it down. So I am really excited for the second book. I have read the synopsis on the back. I won't read it to you because if you haven't read the first book, then it does kind of spoil some of it. But I'm scared. That's all I'm going to say. I'm scared. So yeah, I am really excited to read it, but basically it follows, I want to call her Selenia, but I could be wrong. Sardothian, who is a royal assassin, and in order to free herself from basically being in like under the crown's thumb, she is their assassin for like 4 years. And it's kind of about all the things she does alongside that. That was the worst description ever. But if you want to know the description, then go back to my August TBR video and I'll read you the description for the first book because that was awful. So yeah, that's my first one. Second is the second book in the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children series, Hollow City. I need to get this sticker off. I tried before the video and it went all thingy, so I'm sad about it, but I'm gonna, yeah, try and get it off. So this was $8.99 brand new. I got it for 50p, and it is in like practically perfect condition. So yeah, this is the second book in that series. The first book follows Jacob, whose grandfather dies, and he discovers a group of, well, through his grandfather's things and stories he told, he discovers a group of children who are peculiar. So yeah, I really liked the first book. I did find it a bit slow going. I have read the first 3 before, but listened to them via audiobook. So yeah, I did find the first one a little bit slow to begin with, but I'm hoping it gets a bit more faster paced, given what I know is coming. So yeah, there's that. Next up is one by Sally Thorne. So I picked this one up recently-ish. I went to the Works and it was the only book I could find, and I knew that there was some I wanted to order off the Works website. So I left this one behind and then it wasn't on the Works website. So I had to eventually go back and pick it up. But this is a second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. She wrote The Hating Game, which I absolutely loved. And yeah, it says Ruthie Madonna is 24, going on 94, and fully committed to her job at a luxury retirement village. Keeping herself busy through caring for eccentric residents means that Ruthie can safely ignore her own life, what little there is of it. Teddy Prescott is practically allergic to a hard day's work, and when he rocks up at the retirement village as their newest employee, Ruthie is less than impressed. The last thing she needs is a distraction as irritating and handsome as this selfish rich kid. Lucky for Ruthie, her favourite pair of mischievous residents need a new assistant to torture, so she hands over Teddy, ready for them to send him running. Except Teddy may be about to surprise her, not just by surviving the old woman's antics, but by charming Ruthie so much she starts to remember that there is more to life than work. I thought it sounded really good. I really enjoyed The Hating Game, even though that's like a, well, The Hating Game is a, what was it? Like enemies to lovers, and I think this is going to go a little bit along the same lines, but not quite as much as it was in The Hating Game, but we shall see. So there's that one, and then I have this one. It's Anne Frank, or Anne House Frank, but basically this is a book that I got from the Anne Frank House Museum, and it just has loads of like pull-out pages and things about different parts of the house and like surrounding areas and things like that. So yeah, it's got like pulley out bits. But so my plan is to read this one. I don't know exactly how many pages it is, but I don't think it's going to be a particularly long read. I think it's going to be a little bit like the other one I read, The Who's Who, where you kind of have quite a few pictures and then like a little bit of text underneath. This is the last book I have from the Anne Frank house, and I visited like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. I want to say 4, but yeah, so I would really like to get to this one and actually have it finished. And yeah, so there's that one. Me and Nikki also do plan to potentially read another book that is coming out in September. It's the second book in the Defy the Night series by Bridget Kemmerer. I don't know if we will get to it. It depends on our reading schedules. I know Nikki's doing a couple of like readathons, I think, this month. So yes, we will see. But it is planned on there. Obviously, I don't have it to show you because it hasn't been officially released yet. So when it gets here, I will be excited about it. So yeah, there's that. I am just going to quickly run through the books that I plan to read in August, the ones I didn't get to, so they'll be priority picks. I'm not going to talk about them really, I'm just going to show you them. And yeah, we'll see. So I have Jacqueline Wilson's Baby Love, The Paris Connection by Lorraine Brown. These ones have all been on my TBR shelf for a little while, so some of them might go further back than August, but they just sit there as my priority picks. All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. Message in a Bottle by Nicholas Sparks. November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. And Different Seasons by Stephen King. Some of them I have started and I've got like a tiny way through, but I definitely won't manage to finish in between now and the end of the month, so they'll just carry over. But yes, so I have in my head 5 books that I have picked for September. I am still ongoing with the MC Beaton Agatha Raisin detective series. Again, I don't have the physical books to show you because I did declutter them last month, I think. But I can get all of those on my Libby app, so I have it on my phone, and then, you know, if I'm out and about or I'm, you know, waiting at the doctor's or at the dentist or something like that, then I have it with me, and that's one I just pick up as and when. They're only about 230 pages, give or take, so they're quite a quick and easy read for me, and it's quite nice to have a book on me everywhere I go without worrying about sort of damaging the ones I have. So for example, ones that I have bought or received brand new, I really don't like taking them out and about with me, because I'm really scared of kind of scuffing the corners or breaking the spine. But whereas a book like this one, for example, the spine isn't broken, and I don't think I've ever broken a spine on a book. No, it's just not for me. But the corners of this one are already kind of a bit battered, and it is very floppy. So this is the kind of book I would be quite happy to take with me if I was going somewhere, because it's not a brand new book. I picked this one up in a charity shop, and it is a bit pre-loved and battered, which is actually how I prefer my books. I love a battered book, but I don't batter them myself, if that makes sense. So for example, like this one is brand new and I have had it for years and have never read it, but I would like to think it will still be in pretty much the same condition when I finished reading it. But there are a couple of books I have read more than once, where the corners are a little bit scuffed, you know, where they've just been with me a really long time and I've read them a lot. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, they're the books I've kind of picked. They're the books I plan on reading if I can. And then I actually have 3 books which I purchased recently. So I'm just going to add them on to the end of this video. It's not really a book haul. It's just kind of some that I picked up a bit kind of unintentionally, I've got to be honest. So the first one is called The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst. And I was actually just in Asda, and I always go in and I think, oh, I'll just have a quick look at the book, see what there is. And I actually have a fair few of the ones they have out in there. But this one was new, so I picked it up and I thought, I just want to have a little look, and it drew me in, so I picked it up. But it says, they'd like to be going out, instead they're stuck in. Best friends, Ellen and Alexa have always been close, until one fateful morning when they get locked in their attic with a hapless housemate, Jack, and Alexa's date from the night before, Ben. With no way out, lingering hangovers and hours crawling by, it seems best friends can get too close for comfort, especially when Ellen realises she already knows Ben, perhaps better than Alexa does. Yeah, I thought it sounded cheesy, and yeah, what's the word? The reviews from Women's Weekly and Fabulous kind of sealed it for me. It was, this will have you crying with laughter and proper laugh out loud stuff. And I like a light-hearted kind of giggly romance. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a romance. Who knows? And then the other two books I picked up are actually cookery books. No, I'm not a big chef. I'm going to put it out there. I'm not a big cooker. I like to try a new recipe every now and again, but I'm a bit like my mum. And if I don't have what's on the recipe, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll chuck that in. That'll be fine. And then obviously it doesn't taste how you expect it to. But the first one I've got is a book that I actually already owned, but my copy was really kind of battered and not in good condition at all. I think I picked it up years ago at a car boot sale. So I'd always wanted a better copy, and I had a little look on Amazon at their second-hand books and picked it up. So this is Miss Dahl's Voluptuous Delights by Sophie Dahl. So yeah, here it is. It cost me £2.70 for this. It's a big hardback book, and she actually brought out like it was like a TV series. I don't know if anyone watched it. And it was quite a few years ago, but it was 4 episodes, and they're done by season. So, you know, like spring, summer, autumn, winter. And it was just a really comforting hour, like, for each episode. And I just felt so warm and cozy. I don't know where I can find those episodes now. Who knows? But after I watched the series, my dad then found this book, like, say, at a car boot sale. And it's just really lovely. So she goes through each section, like spring, summer, autumn, winter. And it's got sections for like autumn lunches, and there's like some pictures, lots of lovely pictures, and like little anecdotes about her life, and like stories surrounding the foods and things like that. And I really love it. It's just a really comforting read. I mean, there are some recipes in here that I would never ever cook. For example, monkfish with saffron sauce. It's just never going to happen. But there are some really lovely ones that I think I might try. So yeah, it's just a really sort of comforting, nostalgic kind of book, which is what she intended it to be. And I think that's why I love it so much. So yeah, there's that one. And then the second one I picked up, again, is by Sophie Dahl, and it's from season to season, a year in recipes. So it's like the second one to the Voluptuous Delights. And again, it's kind of got like anecdotes about her life and then a recipe. And yeah, I just thought it sounded really nice. I mean, again, endive salad with poached duck eggs and truffle vinaigrette. Probably never in a million years going to cook it. But, you know, I think the recipes are really sweet. The pictures are just lovely. And every once in a while, I like a little comforting read where I don't have to think about it. I can just have a little look. So yeah, they're the kind of 3 books I picked up recently. I am looking out for another recipe book. It's called Midnight Chicken by Ellen Reisenberg, I think. But I don't want to get it brand new because it's like £16. So I am sort of keeping my eyes open for secondhand copies. I love a secondhand book. Most of mine come from charity shops or Asda or Tesco. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this TBR and my kind of mini haul chucked in at the end. If you read any of these books or you want to know a little bit more about any of them, then just ask away and I will try and answer if I can. But yeah, take Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.